Hello everybody, welcome to I Teach. And in this video, I am your host Aiden, and I'm going to be showing you our module number 3, which is creating Azure Container Instances. And now we're going to get started and make this quick tutorial for you. If you like this type of video, please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video. It will help us so much. Thank you. Okay, as you can see, we're already logged into the Azure portal. To log into the Azure portal again is very simple. Go to portal.azure.com and then pretty much provide your credentials. I already logged in. It's not gonna ask me credential, but that's what you need to do. I have a couple resources that is showing for me. These are my most recently used resources. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and actually we're gonna deploy a brand new container instance. And to do that, all we need to do is click on the navigation menu over here. We're going to click over here and then we're going to click on all services. Under all services, we have several options again, like I showed you in the previous video. We have Active Directory, virtual machine, resource group, app services. We have so many wealth of options to choose from. And then we also have additional options that we can choose from. We can even choose like AI, machine learning, but we're not interested in that. We're just interested in deploying container instance. So we're going to search for a container. So that's what we're going to be deploying. Click on here. Okay, so under the container instance, you can see it will show up, and we don't have any container instance running right now. So we're gonna need to click on here to create it, or we're gonna go ahead and hit, select here to create. So we're gonna click here, and now, just like anything else with Azure, you have your four basic tabs, or you have your user tabs over here. You have your basic tab, networking, advanced, tags, and then review and create. So by default, you can see over here, it has filled in our subscription. If we have multiple subscription, again, we can do drop down menu. And then in the resource group, I'm not going to create a brand new one, but if you do, you can click here. I'm going to choose on my Azure or Az-900 demos. And then on the container name, I'm just going to name it my container instance 502901. That's what I'm gonna name it, and then I'm gonna leave it on the East US region. That's fine. I'm not gonna do availability zone, as this is not a production one, it's a test that will be deleted afterwards. And then the image source, I have quick start images, and I have Azure Container Registry, and I have other registry. So I'm gonna leave it quick start images, and then in the image it's gonna be mcr.microsoft.com/Azure Docs/Azure Container Instance, which is abbreviated as ACI dash hello world, colon latest Linux, and the size is fine, for what we're doing here. Now I'm gonna hit next on the networking. I'm gonna do this public one. On the DNS, I'm gonna type in my container instance 502.901, and then it's gonna be on the tenant. That's fine, and it's gonna be public network type is gonna be public, and then the DNS name, label, scope, reuse is gonna be the tenant, and it's gonna have a port 80 open HTTP, and then it's gonna be next. And in the events, we're not gonna do anything. On the tag, we're not gonna do anything. We're gonna hit review. So it's running validation passed. And again, this is a quick summary of what we're deploying. We got our subscription, our resource group, region that we're putting on, the container name, public is gonna be public, and it's gonna be using this image type mcr.microsoft.com/Azure Docs. slash ACI dash hello world, just colon latest, and it's gonna be using 1.5 gigabyte of memory, one CPU, and then it's not gonna use any GPU, and then it's gonna be using port 80, and it's gonna be on a tenant level DNS, and that's it for us. Now what we can do is we're gonna go ahead and hit create, and now you can see it's initializing. Once it's finished initializing, then it should be creating it in a matter of seconds. Again, Azure is pretty incredibly fast, so there's not going to be any time of waiting, like maybe getting a cup of coffee or getting a drink. Literally, all you have to do is deploy it, and before you know it's done. So, but you can see now the deployment is completed, and we can go to resources. Now on the resource, the overview tab, this is what we got. We got a restart, stop, delete, refresh. So it's already started. We can restart if we want to, and then on the public IP address, we got that, and then the fully qualified domain name is gonna be this one, FQDN for us. So my container 502.901 and bunch of gibberish stuff on the East US region, and then container.io. So definitely I could have shortened this by choosing a shorter DNS name, and then obviously we don't mind, this is not production, but if it's production you want to come up with something easier to remember. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy our fully qualified domain name. I'm gonna go ahead, open a new tab. I'm gonna hit enter, and you can see here this is an indicator that we have been able to deploy our container instance. So this is done, and again, this is pretty much what makes Azure Container Instance awesome. So yeah, so and it's done, and again, now you can see here it's definitely transmitting something, and this is something again that Microsoft that does a very good job. So I just opened two tabs, and you can see how much memory is used so far. I can refresh this to kind of get a latest information. But yeah, that's it for the demo. I hope that it was helpful. And now with anything in Azure, what we're going to do is we're going to delete. There's no point in keeping anything like this, and we don't want to incur any costs. So we're going to go ahead and hit delete button. So the deletion started, and it's actually already deleted the instance. So if we want to verify that this is deleted, you can see resources not found is already deleted. And we can also go back to all services and then click on resource group here, and then we can check our resource group, and you can see there's nothing in there. So that's it for the demo. I hope that it was helpful.